My name is Roan. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I'm in Taipei for powwow, Taiwan, and I've painted this wall, Tongnan University. We had a lot of difficulties due to the weather, and we kept changing our design. But you know, we've had a few good days, and finally we've just finished. And now it's about to rain again, which is perfect. Which is okay. It's okay to finally rain. When I first got to Taiwan, I met a girl. Her name was Melody, and we photographed her for this wall. And it's the first time I've painted someone Asian, so it was a new kind of thing for me to do. And we're both pretty happy the way it's turned out. Yeah. Original idea, it was the face was going to be much bigger over the whole wall, but to do that I would have had to wait until Aaron had completely finished. But this way we could work both at the same time. Just because our time was shortened due to the rain, it's like we had to compromise, but we still come out with something that we're both really happy with. Yeah.
My name is Aaron De La Cruz, visual artist based out of San Francisco, California. First off, thank you guys for inviting us, and also, I guess, having a faith. You know, you guys were, I know, didn't know what we were going to do exactly. So the fact that you guys trusted, us to do something that we hope is respected and also and accepted by your staff, your community here, and we tried our hardest to really show. I personally wanted to show a lot of what my work is very much about myself and my influences and my things that are influential to me. And Roan really wanted to also show as much as possible. He wanted to use a woman that was from this region as well. So we brought the two together and created the piece that you see behind us. There's no title for it yet. Maybe melody, melodic, I have no idea. But the piece, I would say, is about 90% of what the original intention was. Obviously we had some feats that we had to kind of go against, the weather being one of them. And but I think that we pulled it off. I feel it's a very, works very well the way it looks now. So, yeah. My work. Do you want me to talk a little bit about my work, my process? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you see, what I was responsible for was more of the composition of the shapes that you see on the mural. Now the composition are based off or created from these patterns or these movements that I arrange, and so because where it was at, you can't really view this wall from a distance. So I really you had to be really up close to it. So I really wanted to go as big as I ever have with my designs and really have a contrast, a punch, so that's why you have the really big designs and the using these really bright colors. And then I decided to put the black, smaller scale of the designs in there. And that was just to kind of show the viewer, because I feel that Roan's piece is very, it's very easy to look at, it's very soft, it's very innocent, and I wanted the person to kind of see that and also kind of spend time and almost study the movements of the smaller scale of the designs as well. And the designs that I chose, I wanted something to be a lot of horizontals. I didn't keep it too still. I wanted there to be like a lot of curvature and movement, kind of based off of just what the surrounding elements are here. There's a lot of like things flying by, there's bugs and the weather, all that changes. It almost, it has an effect on what I'm going to do, and I also wanted it to contrast with the buildings in this area. The buildings here, there's a lot of really hard geometric shapes here. So I almost wanted the designs to feel like the plants. The plants here in Taipei in general, they're, I don't want to say they're eating your city up, but nature is supreme in here. It's you can visually see it. You have the moss growing on everything, you have the vines, everything is engulfed by nature here. And so I almost wanted the black to feel that way, that it's these are these moss kind of coming over the shapes and stuff like that. So that was what I was trying to do and trying to show the best I could. So yeah.